Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. And I am with a TV star this morning, Laura Morby. How you doing, Laura?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. So I don't know if everybody knows this, but you are about to be a breakout star on a brand new series. So why don't we name the series, talk about when it's coming out, and then we'll really break down why this one's going to be unique, different, and really valuable for people to watch.
Sure. So this one it was called Flipping Arizona, and it's now being called Triple Digit Flip because of something I said in one of our meetings that was on camera, and I guess they liked it. So I have, by me opening my mouth, I guess I've been a part of why we're renamed. So we are Triple Digit Flip, and we're going to be on A&E, and our premiere date is October 2nd. So I'm super excited.
So like a month away.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really soon. Yeah.
October 2nd, 2021. Do you know the time slot, or is that a thing?
I don't yet. I don't think.
But probably 8 or 9 o'clock. I guess an evening show, I'm guessing.
I don't know. I'm going to find out, and they're going to start pushing it really hard. So
okay.
It's going to be pretty exciting. And the cool thing about our show is, I think one of the reasons why, some people in our industry, like professionals, don't watch that is because it's so unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing that our show definitely is. So it's actual houses that we actually own, that we actually have problems at,
mm-hmm.
That we fix together. And the other cool part is we're showing how we got the house. So
yeah,
and that's something that's like completely missed. So we will even show a wholesale contract. So every episode we decide between the house that we end up flipping and another, and we go through pros and cons exactly in real time, exactly as we would.
Yeah.
And give our reasons why we are choosing this one over another one. And then we wholesale the other one. And on the show, they make us call it a contract flip, maybe for ease of use for people to understand, but we go and wholesale it.
Yeah.
And we utilize Jamil's company, Keekly, which is a large disposition company here and almost nationwide. They're in multiple states, and they're wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
They're a great company, and they attract great people, super honest, wonderful individuals, which is hard to find in wholesale.
Yeah.
And so if you have a deal that you want to sell, they're a perfect place to go because they will sell it for you. So we sell it through Keekly, and it's pretty cool. So we'll get to see their team do that. And it's just interesting. So you'll also see a little bit of door knocking. It's pretty cool because they'll actually show you what we do.
Do you know if the show is being, I don't know, is it going to be a half hour or hour show? Do you know?
I think it's an hour.
That's awesome. Because it would almost have to be, right? Because you're going to be covering things that guys like me always complained about. They never talk about how the deal was found, right? Mm-hmm. It's, at best they have this fictitious phone call. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Oh, well, race Rover right now.
Yeah.
Then, so you're going to really be talking about how the lead comes in. You're going to be showing that. Then you're going to have a meeting, I envision, where you're like, okay, option A, option B. One's going to be a flip, i.e. triple digit flip. We'll talk about that in a minute. In the other one, you're still going to get paid for. It's, you're going to contract flip, to use their language, which is okay. I get it, right? You're flipping a piece of paper.
Right.
Probably easier for the A&E audience to understand, right?
Contract flip. Yes.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, you get credit for calling it the triple digit flip, which I gotta tell you is a much better name than Flip Arizona. I've just got to tell you, Flip Arizona's, boring. Another one, flip Nashville, flip this, flip that. Triple digit flip, you caught my attention.
All right. Hey, that's good. Yeah. Well, hey, that makes me feel better. I was like, oh my gosh, I just said that kind of goofy, and now that's actually what it is. So.
Oh, you're going to get a lot more people watching a triple digit flip than Flip Arizona. You'll probably get 3x the viewership.
Oh, I hope so.
Oh, easily, right?
Yeah. And we like talk real numbers. And what's funny is we shot like where we talked about carrying costs and like investing. And they actually made us cut that part and simplify it a little bit. So It's, end ARV minus our acquisition cost,
Yeah.
minus our rehab budget, and then that's like our profit,
Yeah.
which it was kind of unfortunate because we were able to get a little bit into it, but they were like, these happen so quick.
Yeah.
Like, we get it, like you can have the actual number at the end,
Right.
like the real number. We just have to like put that in our rehab budget then instead.
Oh, just so you do have what you and I would call carrying costs. You just slap it in a bigger budget. So so the math looks easier, right?
Yeah.
Purchase, fix, sell, profit.
Profit. Yeah, that's it. So
That's good.
it's interesting. That's one thing that I guess that we dumbed down a little bit.
But you're not missing it. I want people to realize that you're not ignoring it. It's in the cost. Okay.
So it's real. And we like show some of our investors, because not everyone gets hard money. Sometimes we're working with people that are interested in real estate, but don't want to be here every day and do it. So they'll just, they're private money lenders.
Mm-hmm.
So we have private money lenders that'll actually show up on the show. And that's interesting too, because it's like I think that people think that's like some sort of like phantom thing that doesn't happen. And it does. There really are people that have money,
absolutely,
that don't have time or don't have that skill set and aren't interested, but they want to be part of making money on flips. So they'll just get the money.
Yeah. Short-term money. They'll get, they're going to make more than they make in the bank account by factors of 6, 7, 8, right? I mean, it's pretty obvious. And the risk is pretty controlled. You have an expert team. It's not like your first flip.
Right.
So it's really cool. Why don't we talk about the stars of the show? Obviously, you're going to be the #1 star, but there are other members. No, I'm just teasing. There's a whole team, but why don't we give each of them a shout out? Maybe highlight the role that they're being asked to play on the show. Because I know I know many of the individuals, you could do different things, but I'm guessing the show wants to peg you in different roles. I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, that's one thing that I think maybe isn't exactly accurate is we all kind of do a little bit of everything.
Yeah. And
they were like, that's too confusing.
Yeah.
Because here, let's get started how we got the show, because that will help explain like who's a part of it. So Pace he had a construction company and he had the world's best Instagram. It was so fun to follow him. And so for I don't even know how long, like 7, 8 years, he's phenomenal at content creation. And it's not like the fake kind where you're like editing yourself and like you have someone else. It's like super authentic, tons of stories, which at first, when he first started doing that, when stories came out, I was like, that's a little much.
Yeah.
People actually love that about him. And I was telling him lately, because he's so busy and he's filming and we can't have our phones out. I was like, I'm missing that, like you actually turning the camera on and talking and like showing stuff. And so I hope that comes back as soon as we're done. But because he's so good at that, he has been approached to film before. So he's filmed, I think, 3 episodes for HGTV and 1 for something else. And it was mainly for construction. So those never went anywhere. And so what he found out was I forget what they're called. I'm going to call them the wrong thing. So I'm just not going to call them something, but it's someone who goes and scouts talent and then they'll put together a pilot and then they'll go try to shop it to networks. Yeah. And if the network doesn't like it, then it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah. And so when he got approached for this show, which he got approached from, funny enough, his YouTube had a video that was he and Jamil, and where he was trying to go after a deal to flip. And he realized that he had competition. The seller was talking to somebody else. Yep. And figuring it out, he figured out it was Jamil. So he called Jamil and he said, hey, we're both competing on the same deal. Why don't we just get out of each other's way and partner on it? We'll close it together and we'll do the flip together. And then he made a video out of it. And the scout for A&E saw that and she thought that was really interesting, because usually everything's so competitive and cutthroat. Yeah. And I think I don't know if Pace can take credit for this by any means, but I think that Pace and the demographic of people that's kind of risen up after, some people who are in real estate here in Arizona have come up very much more caring about each other,
Mhm.
a lot less like there's so much money out there for everybody to make. Like, let's not be competitors, let's collaborate. And so everything is a lot more friendly and kind, and there's
Yeah.
room for everyone at the table type of feeling. And so that really came out in the video, and she was really impressed. And then so
Nice.
she went to his Instagram and she was like, holy crap, this guy
This
has,
guy's real.
yeah, he has a following, he's doing stuff, look at, like, you know. And so when she reached out to him, he was actually rude to her because he has already done it before. And so he was like,
Yeah.
so he goes, hey, if you don't work directly for the network, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, I actually work for A&E. Let me send you an email. And so she sent him an email, and it was A&E Networks.
Yeah.
And they had a Zoom with he and Jamil, and I guess it was between him and like Jamil and like 4 other people in different markets.
Sure.
A couple of them we know who they are, which is, you know, hopefully they get their shot too. But they just really fell in love with like Pace and Jamil's like brotherly, you know, hitting it off back and forth. They really liked their style, and so they were like, this is great. And then they had another meeting, and they were like, we're not going to do a pilot, we're just going to do a season. And so
Yes.
Yeah, so they got a full season. And I thought, because Pace was like, oh yeah, you're involved, and I was like, okay. So I thought that I was involved in like the fact that there might be a scene at our house where I'm like making the kids carrot sticks, and he gives me a kiss and like, bye, I'm going to work.
Right.
And then leaves. And I thought that was the extent of all that was. And then we went to LA and we met with our executive producer, who's super cool. I love her so much. Her name's Carly Simpson. She's wonderful. She's done The Bachelor. She's done Hell's Kitchen with Gordon Ramsay. She just did, for any women who are watching this, she's the one who did Dream Home Makeover with Studio McGee. That's on Netflix. So she's a big deal, and she knows what she's doing. So we go to dinner with her in LA, and she is asking me questions. And a lot of my life is like this, where people ask me stuff or assume that I know things that, you know, they think Pace and I have discussed, and we haven't, just because we're so busy. And so she was asking me stuff, and I was kind of, you know, BSing a little bit, like acting like I knew what she was talking about. And then when we got back in the car with Pace and Jamil, I was like, am I on the show? And Pace was like, yeah, I've been telling you that. And I was like, I thought like as your wife. And he's like, no, you're the real estate agent for the show. And I was like, holy crap, I did not. So he was like, you're actually my real estate agent in real life. Like, why wouldn't I use you? And I was like, I mean, I guess, yeah, sure. But like, I wasn't like, anyways, I'm definitely not in the show as much as he and Jamil are, because they're the 2 main anchor stars of the show. And then, you know, obviously we have separate businesses. Yeah, they do stuff together. But like our project manager is Anna, who's wonderful. And Jamil's project manager is his sister, Rahima. And so Anna wasn't exactly too excited to be on the show. So we have Rahima. So Rahima is our construction manager.
Okay.
And what's funny is like, that's probably like the most like labor intensive for like shooting for the show, because it's, you know, how we find the deal and stuff, but like she's in front of the camera a ton because we're working on the house for so long. And so she's become a huge, massive part of it. And she was like, I was never interested in being on a TV show, but like I did it for my brother. So I guess, you know, but she's fantastic.
Awesome.
And I think it's really good too, because Pace is like, they're probably going to try to make one of us the villain. And I don't think that's happened yet. I don't know. But it's funny because they won't show you.
Yeah, the cut or whatever.
It won't. And I was like, why not? And they were like, because you'll act different. You'll look at yourself and you'll notice something and you'll start changing, and then it just looks weird. So I have no idea. I do know that like when the cameras turn on, I don't stutter in real life, but when the cameras turn on, I'm like, there's probably been like 25 times where I'm like, wow, do I have a problem? Why do I keep stuttering? But yeah, no, it's been really fun, and the crew is amazing. Like we have a super good group of people, from everybody from the sound guy to our like director of photography. He's like, they're all so wonderful. Love them all. And it's been really fun. The only thing that's not been fun is how hot it is. Because like usually if you're gonna go walk a property, you can go walk a property in the summer and you know, 10, 20 minutes, you're in and out. But if you have to shoot a scene there walking the property, you might be there for 2 hours with no air conditioning. And so we are pretty much sweaty the whole show. That's fine. But yeah, but it's been really good. And I'm super excited and we're really grateful for the opportunity. So it's going to be a good thing.
And again, we'll just close on this. When you say triple digit flip, you're setting a bar pretty high, because that means you're making $100 grand.
Yeah, plus on some of them.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that's the minimum. Like a 92K profit is not a triple digit flip. I'm just saying. Saying.
And Pace is always like, HUD up or shut up. And it's like, they really actually have HUDs from these houses. And we've closed a few already.
Nice.
And they really are triple digit flips. Not all of them, but
of course,
a good amount of them are. And it's
you got to have goals.
Yeah. I mean, we bought them right. You make money at acquisitions. So
I wish people would know that. Yes.
Yeah. So we did a good job, and we were able to be honest, we probably over improved a lot of them because it's the show and they have to look nice. Like we can't just be like, well, we're going to keep that floor.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Where we would before. And we're just like, hey, we have to, have something that kind of, wows people in each house. So
do you know how many episodes? Is it like a 12 or 13 episode season?
I don't know if it's 8 or 10.
Okay.
I keep forgetting.
But it starts October 2nd.
October 2nd, and we're going to still be filming after it's premiered because we're not going to be done yet.
That's awesome.
Which is kind of actually funny too, because it's like, oh, we're going to be on TV. And so I guess we are going to change because we'll have seen ourselves by then.
A little bit, yeah. Well, October 2nd, Triple Digit Flip is going to be the next premier flipping show without question. Thank you for all you do. And again, A&E, right? A&E Network?
A&E, yep. And if you have cable and you can actually tune in, I guess that's important. All the stuff you never think about, but streaming, I guess, doesn't help Nielsen ratings or something, which I don't know why that wouldn't be the case now. So
well, do me a favor, by next week, if you can let me know the time slot, we will blow it out and I will talk about it almost every day until October 2nd.
Thank you. Yeah, if people could watch it live, I guess that means a lot, especially for the premiere, how many people tune in.
Yep. Well, let's give them all the details, and we'll have the hour slot next week, and I'm sure we'll get one rental at a time fans to tune in. So thank you very much, Laura.
Thank you. Appreciate it.